Every time the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Penguins come into the Lehigh Valley Phantoms barn, you know you're going to get a feisty matchup, and that's exactly what fans here at the PPL Center got tonight. It was a back-and-forth game early on. The Phantoms were sure to get goals back every time the Penguins managed to score on them, but in the end, they just couldn't hold on to it, and losing this one 5-4 late in the game. And let's hear what some of the players had to say. We talked to TJ Brennan, Mike Vecchione, and of course Coach Scott Gordon, and here's what they had to say after tonight's game.
Power play got to it there in the third period. For you guys, it just seemed like a little too late. Could have put them away maybe earlier in the game.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure I look at it that way. We definitely want to cash in on more power plays, especially when you get that many opportunities, but it was a different game, a bit choppy, a lot of power plays, a lot of penalties. Tough to manage, I guess, but that's not our job. So we'd probably like to cash in on more, but getting a couple, on the power play was nice, and that's a positive.
Okay, that third PK, the power play worked really well. What changed from the first two periods?
The third period power play, probably just a little more urgency. I think we've been getting to a point of like everyone's kind of sick of what's going on, and when you're on a power play, you need a mindset you need a killer instinct, and sometimes when you don't need it, it's hard to find a killer instinct. So when you look at the NHL, the best power plays, they're always looking to score on every opportunity. So sometimes it's a little easy to get complacent, and we need to find that every game. So we need to make sure we're coming prepared for every power play every game, and I don't think we've been doing that the previous few games. So I think in that third period, we kind of just stepped up as a whole group, and that should be our bar. So I think that's the standard we should hold ourselves to, and we all know we have it. So
Just what you sort of come to expect playing the Penguins a game like this. You have 11 more meetings with them. I'm sure you're expecting much of the same tomorrow and the rest of the series here.
Yeah, I mean, they play hard. They want to win. Everyone knows how big these games are, especially early on. So they're competitive. They're a competitive team. It's a competitive division. So a lot of what we expected. Like I said, the game was a little different, a little weird, not as much flow, but it's still early. I think it's what's it, fourth game. So we'll keep learning. The beauty of it is we got another chance to get them right back tomorrow. So.
TJ, you guys had to have been pleased, though, early on, the resiliency. Every time they scored, you guys got one back pretty quickly afterwards. That's
Nice.
important for you guys?
There's a positive outlook. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, it was good. We got a young team here. This league is young, and I think I'm young still, but apparently I'm an older guy here. So there's a lot of learning. There's a big learning curve here. So like I said, it's a fourth game. We could blame things on the refs, or this was a penalty, this wasn't a penalty, but we can do a lot of things, and I'm sure the coach is already on top of that were within our control. And just like as we mentioned, we could have cashed in on power plays, or a lot of opportunities that when we go back and look at the film, I'm sure that we sit there and say, wow, well, we could have prevented a lot, from getting to this result. So for us, there's a lot of positives to take, and we showed a lot of character by coming right back on after they score, we score, they score. So a lot of positives, but like I said, you don't want to be too hard on guys. It's still early in the season, and there's a lot of positives to take from young guys, but we got to make sure we're not making the same mistake twice.
A weird start for you there. I know you're trying to get to that loose puck in the first, and I think maybe your next shift you get one to go in for. It's kind of a weird turn of events for you.
I was calling for a bump to the middle and that breakout, and seeing they had a great play, and the ref just got in the way, went on their stick and back of our net. So it was nice to get that one back. Our line really wanted that, and it's kind of just instant karma for us.
Power play, I know 0 for 6 in the first two periods, but it looked like you guys sort of had some chemistry and some clicking going there in the third.
We were down, and I think desperation kind of kicked in. We just started getting pucks to the net instead of being perimeter guys. So, it was nice to get those two on the power play, but our percentage is still pretty low. So I think if we can just continue to shoot the puck into the net and screen the goal, we'll be fine.
So the first night of the 3-3, is this where you have to learn to have a short memory?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, that doesn't sit too well with us. I thought we played well enough to win, but obviously tighten up defensively, we'll be fine. But you're just off to the next one. We get done tomorrow at third ring, so short memory, go back there and try and get a win.
It seemed like you guys are going harder at the net in this game than in previous games. That's a point of focus heading into tonight's game, or?
Yeah, definitely. I thought like the past couple weekends we haven't been getting some blue paint, getting traffic, and as you can see, there's a lot of loose pucks out there, and we were able to bang a couple of them home. But if you want to score, you got to get to the dirty areas, and obviously like tonight it wasn't going to be easy. It was going to be a grudge match up front, and we got a couple there, but we can still be better at it. Good.
You guys sort of got to it in the third period. I'm sure it's something you would like to see maybe a little bit earlier too.
Well, we had one earlier, but it didn't get called back, so wrongfully too. That we generate some great chances. I think anytime you get 2 power play goals in a game, that's a pretty good night. And several other opportunities that the goaltender made some pretty good saves. So I'm not going to complain about the power play tonight.
Is there any explanation given for why that was called back, other than just, they said incidental contact, but didn't really see?
No, the ref said that their guy pushed our guy into the goalie, but we prevented him from being able to make the save. The thing that's wrong about that is the goaltender couldn't make the save because he chose to take our stick and hold on to it, and our guy tried to get a stick. It wasn't. Our guy didn't do anything wrong. That goalie chose to take the player's stick, and that's why he couldn't make the save. It had nothing to do with anything else. Goalie shouldn't have 2 sticks in his hands.
It seemed like you guys were just getting to the net and being harder at the net. Was that sort of a point of emphasis heading into tonight's game?
We talk about it all the time. It's the goals are scored around the net. There's no mystery to it. So if you get there, you're going to get your opportunities, second opportunities. You make it hard for the goaltender to control rebounds. So yeah, I thought we were excellent.
Coach, early on, how did you like the resiliency of your group? Every time they scored, they scored back pretty quickly after those first 2 goals.
Yeah, I liked the way we played. There wasn't much that we were off on. Overall, I was happy with our penalty kill. I thought first period we were a little deliberate on breakouts. Didn't push the play like we could have in the way we did the rest of the game. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot of complaints about the game.
I know for Carter, I'm sure it's tough giving up that goal in the last minute there. But it seemed like early on, at least, he sort of was, in the game and making some pretty crucial saves when it was scored.
Yeah, he's, the game's eventually going to get easier for him. And the one thing about our team, we're going to score, and it's just a question of making timely saves. Some nights it's a timely save, some nights it's a lot of saves, and some nights you sit in a rocking chair. But we're thrilled that he's here, and things are going to get better for him too.
So this is something, I know he's a lot younger than Alex when Alex came in, but this is something that Alex sort of went through last year too with the
2 years ago.
Or 2 years ago, sorry.
Yeah, 2 years
slow
ago.
start with 4 or 5 goals a game.
Yeah.
Is that sort of something you sort of expect from young goalies to sort of have those growing pains, the first month of the season?
It's something you expect it, but you're not surprised when it happens. Carter made some great saves too, so it's not the end result isn't what we want, but as long as he continues to work at it and get better, we're not going to complain. Okay.
These players don't have long to think about mistakes that were made tonight. They can dwell on the positives and the negatives, take this away. This is the first of a home and home, so they're going right up the road, up the turnpike to Wilkes-Barre tomorrow night for a rematch against the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, where they'll be looking for some vengeance and a win on the road before they head out for their final game in this 3-in-3 this weekend when they'll play Bridgeport on Sunday. Be sure to follow along at the AHL Report for all the latest from the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. For the AHL Report and Rocket Sports Media, I'm Amy Johnson.